Okay, so when you're performing Magic, one of the most annoying questions is, can I shuffle the deck? No. But seriously, when you have an amazing trick set up, you're all good to go, and suddenly the spectator wants to shuffle up the deck, like buddy, I'm trying to do a setup card trick to blow your mind. Let me do it. But here's what's gonna happen today. I'm gonna show you a setup card trick where the spectator can shuffle up, cut up the deck, and you'll still achieve an amazing trick. It's gonna be awesome. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn Magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. If you're seeing one of my videos for the very first time, there's probably a reason that you clicked here, and that means you can just as easily hit that like and subscribe button. Hey, my name is Vineet, and I go by CardMechanic here on YouTube. Now you're probably thinking, this effect is too good to be true. How can a setup card trick allow a spectator to shuffle up the deck? Well, let me show you. Alright guys, so check this out, and because you always ask, today we'll be using the purple Jack Seller playing cards, one of my favorite colors right over here. And we'll start off by taking the cards out of the tuck case and giving the deck a quick little shuffle, just something like this. And oh, you want to give this deck a shuffle as well. Okay, okay, let's give it a few cuts first. Maybe something like that, something like that. One more cut because, you know, you have the freedom to. And then just give the deck a quick little riffle shuffle, just like this. We'll do something like that. Something like that. If you want to give the deck a couple more cuts, you can do that as well. And we'll just say that's good enough. So you can see the cards are, you know, fairly well mixed up, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the top card. It is a black, or in our case, a silver card. We're going to take this card and one card behind it and put it down on this side. If we run into a red card like this, we'll take it, put it on the opposite side. So we're going to go through the entire deck just like this. Now, if you were here, I'd have you do this, but of course, since you are not here, and I'm the only one here because I have no friends, I will do this myself. Alright, now that that's done, clearly these cards, or these piles, are not the same size. Black pile looks a little bit bigger, but that's okay. So you can see in this pile, we have all red cards, and in between all those red cards, we have the one other card that I dealt. In this pile, we have all black cards, and in between all those black cards, we have one other card that I dealt. Now here is the cool part, because the way that these cards were shuffled and cut and put all together, these cards have paired perfectly with the other color. So check this out. On the opposite side of all these black cards, you'll see that they're actually all red cards. And paired with all the red cards up top here are all of the black cards. Insane. Alright, so welcome to the tutorial. To give you a little bit of background on this trick, it is known as Mirror Image by Jeffrey Winterbourne. And it's a great no setup card trick, like I explained at the beginning, that actually has a spectator shuffle up the deck, which I think is just really cool. So all that being said, let's go ahead and break down this effect. So first things first, you want to go through the deck and remove the two jokers, because the jokers are neither red or black or whatever colors you're using for your deck, and the deck has to be set up like this. First, what we want to do is separate the black and the red cards. So I have them pre-separated to make life a little easier. And then all you're going to do is go ahead and Pharaoh shuffle these together, because ultimately what you want is the cards in red and black alternating order. And if you don't know how to do the Pharaoh shuffle, that's okay, because I'm pretty sure I have a tutorial on it, so you can go ahead and check that out. So once you have the cards in alternating red-black order, a lot of your work is already done. There's only one more key thing that you have to do, but we'll talk about that part when we get there. So personally, I like to start off this trick to already show the spectator that the deck is not set up. So I like to give the deck a false full deck shuffle, or full deck false shuffle that I came up with a while back. So I'll put the link to that on the screen as well, but that's pretty much where I'm taking the entire deck and giving it a false shuffle, maintaining its full order. And it's actually really cool how the order just stays exactly how it is. But of course, that's not something you have to do. You can also start off by giving the deck a couple of false cuts, so you have that option as well. But I like to kind of show the spectator that I am able to mix up the deck in the beginning. Now, a lot of the time the spectator asks, or maybe not a lot of the time, but many times the spectator asks if they can shuffle up the deck. And in this case, you can actually say yes. But if not, you can ask the spectator, would you like to shuffle up the deck? And if they say yes, or if they say no, either you can do this yourself, or you can have the spectator do this, give the deck a couple of cuts. So just like this, maybe allow them to give like 2 to 4 cuts. You don't want to be sitting there all day giving the deck cuts. And then you ask them to shuffle the cards together. Now here's where you kind of have to use a little bit of your judgment, because if you think a spectator cannot do a riffle shuffle, don't allow them to do this. But if you think they can, or potentially are able to, then you could perform this, okay? So you give the deck to the spectator, ask them to shuffle it up. And when you're doing that, you want to do this kind of motion, because this motion shows that you want them to riffle the cards together. So I would say 9 times out of 10, they're going to separate the deck and give their best attempt at a riffle shuffle. And it does not matter at all if it's perfect. It could be completely off, it could be whatever, but give that nice little riffle shuffle, and if they want to continue cutting, they have the option to do that as well. All right, and we're all set up, and now the trick is pretty much all good to go. The last thing you have to do is flip the deck face up and find where 2 of the same colors are right next to each other. And this is actually very simple, because you can just show the spectator, take a look, the cards are actually mixed up and shuffled together, because they did this. So you want to just do, as you're doing this, I go somewhere near the center of the deck, and as I'm going near the center here, I automatically see a king and queen the same color next to each other. I just kind of break there with my ring finger, pinky finger, go through the rest real quick, come back together, collect it, just show my hands like this, and now I'm moving this pile to the back, all right? So you find the spot where the 2 cards are right next to each other, 2 of the same color, split that at that point, and then have those cards come to the bottom and top, all right? And now you're all set and good to go. From this point, you're going to explain to the spectator that you're making 2 piles, a pile for the red cards and a pile for the black cards. So the first card is flipped up, it is a black card. You say you're going to take the black card and the card underneath, put it in the black pile. And if a red card comes up, the red card, you're going to do that with another pile. And you're just going to continue going through the entire deck like this. Now, I would say this is a lot more effective if you have the spectator do it, because as always, magic that happens in the spectator's hands is always more powerful is always more powerful than the magic that happens in your own hands. So here we go, we're almost done. All right, so we have completed separating these cards. You can go ahead and square them up. And I like to spread them on the table just to show the spectator that each of these cards are kind of mapped or paired with one face down card. So again, I do both, not just one. And you could even show the spectator that the piles are not always going to be even because of how the cards are being mixed up. Now, I like to kind of give credit to the spectator in shuffling the cards in this way. So I usually tell them that you shuffle the cards in such a way that you were able to pair each color with its opposite color. So of course, since there were only 2 colors in a deck, you paired every black card with every red card, and you paired every red card with every black card. Let me show you what I mean. And I like to just go ahead and flip these cards over. I gather them and reflip them just because here, in this case, I don't have any more room. It's a pretty small mat. But you can go ahead and see that. Every black card has been paired with a red card. Same thing with the other side. Every red card has been paired with a black card. And that is mirror image. I love doing tricks like this. It always makes me feel like I did a good job in fooling the spectator. If you haven't tried this trick out yet, I'd recommend you do it right now. There is no one stopping you. The world is yours. As always, it's a pleasure having you here. If you want to check out another trick that requires a setup and allows the spectator to shuffle up that deck, click on that video right over there. I personally think it's one of the coolest and greatest card tricks ever, but I want to let you watch the video and decide that for yourself. Thanks so much for watching, have a great day ahead, and I hope to see you in that video.